Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. It is 12:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this 19th day of March 2021. Happy Friday. I want to go over Cardano and doing a little price prediction and price projection, continuing on with what we've talked about with that cryptocurrency over the last few days here. Before I get into that, I want to show you something that ties into this analysis. It's something that you may or may not have seen before, but this is Optima by Market Analyst, the software. It's a professional technical analysis software. There's a phenomenon known as a foldback in technical analysis, which is basically saying that we will see the same swing structure repeated in the future that has happened in the past. That seems very broad, and it is very broad. But as technical analysts, we view the market not as random, but as a naturally occurring phenomenon, like anything else in nature, like gravity, like magnetism, properties of sound. We view markets as more of a science as to be studied as opposed to some random operating event. Okay, getting into that. What do I mean by that? Well, there's a cool tool that we have called the Foldback, and I'm going to place that right here. And so what you should see is basically this kind of stuff happening. Okay, so I see here's this line, and actually let me put an arrow at the end there, make this a little thicker. So you see this swing down here, and then this swing up. This is the a forex pair, the dollar yen, US dollar, Japanese yen. And then, you can see that on the inside of these swings, we have some smaller swings. And that we should really see price repeat this entire event. I'm not going to change it. You get what I'm saying. Boom, boom, and so forth, okay? I already put the foldback pattern on there. Now I'm going to zoom the chart to the right to take a look. And so this is what this is the weekly chart of the Japanese yen. This is what it did from the midpoint there. And I don't know about you, but it looks like the market follows the same swing structure. Is it exact? No, we're not looking for exact. We're looking for the broader structure to repeat. And in fact, I could take all of this off. Okay, don't need it. I could just put a vertical line on the chart, and you can pretty much see a mirror image almost of what is happening. Speaking of the word mirror, when you do the foldback pattern and you see it kind of does the what seems like the opposite swing, that's called a mirrored foldback. It's still the same swing structure, it's just in the opposite direction, if that makes sense. Okay, so what does it have to do with Cardano? So here's Cardano's chart, and after looking at what I just showed you, it looks pretty similar to what we just saw in the dollar yen. Is there is a very good chance that we are experiencing and seeing the end of a foldback pattern. And starting the foldback pattern here, we can see just how much the swing structure has been followed by Cardano in the past. And if I just kind of cheat it a little bit and slide it back, you can see this swing here, followed by, and so forth. And ultimately, we are looking at the end of it is like the end here of the foldback pattern is the beginning of the chart back here. All right, so that's what we are looking at. How do we interpret this for in the future? Here's what I was talking about, the mirrored foldback issue. See how price swung down here, and instead the price when it swung up. That's the mirrored foldback. If we are to interpret the price action here as something that is going to do the opposite, whether saying that it's going to do the mirrored foldback, then we really just do the inverse of it. Except I meant to do the inverse the other way. You can do this on TradingView, by the way. You can definitely do this on TradingView. There's a way to do this. If you go to Cardano and I'll just do 80 ABTC. Let me hide everything else on the chart here for now. Go to the weekly chart. And so there's a way to do this where there's a tool up here. It's on the okay, it's the one two, from the cursor there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th toolbar down, bar pattern. And so we can take the bar pattern, you click on a spot, and then you click on the end, click at the beginning that you want, and then the end, and it'll populate with these hash bars here. If I flip it, meaning I basically just did what we saw in Optima. This is the foldback. When it does the opposite, okay, when it does the opposite, the mirrored, then what we look for is the total opposite move here. So instead of prices moving lower, we should observe prices moving higher. And that is in a nutshell what we should see. So going back to the Cardano pair here, I wouldn't be surprised to see prices come down and repeat the swing structure here, to see it pull back and retrace probably to 64 maybe. But if it doesn't, expect this to really essentially double. I think I wrote about this in an article, like saying that $3 to $4 range, actually $3 to $5 range is the likely level to find a stopping point as an extreme. So just be on the lookout for that. But according to the swing structure, going back to right here, bring up that foldback pattern again. We are at the end of this entire foldback pattern, and something new is going to generate. And what does that mean? It means that we'll likely see some type of pullback or an explosion higher. Really, this entire move that we saw at the beginning of Cardano's life cycle, from January of 2018, and then the swing all the way into December of 2018. We'll see that it's very likely that we see this kind of a move repeated higher. Instead of broad swing down, we see it a broad swing up. And that's what I think you should expect to see. Anyways, that does it for me, folks. You have a great rest of your weekend. From all of us here at Exchange Rates UK TV, thank you for watching, and I look forward to speaking with you all next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe.